What's up, guys? Sportskool77 here, coming to you guys with a video today. Yeah, from one of the Facebook garage sale things. And so, yeah, I picked this up yet. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. I had a lot of stuff going on yesterday when it came in. So, but yeah, so we're just gonna go through this for you guys. And again, I know most of you that are subscribed to my channel for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but you know, some of you guys probably like sports cards too. On my store page. I don't know why they. Okay, the first page was empty. Hey, just to get you. That's why it was glaring so much. You guys should be able to see everything. Pause the video. Let me know time. If you can't see a card or a player or whatever. Yeah. So. And again, guys, check back my last video, opening the case of Phantom Rage. I actually got some of that stuff put at the deck cores for the Tri Brigade, the Mutants, and the what's the other one? The Virtual World. The deck cores on those. I've got them set up to sell or trade you guys. So if you guys want the deck cores, any of those three, let me know. Okay, and that's that for that first binder right there. Here's a second binder. This one's baseball. And this looks like it might be, I think it might be, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the whole set of, what is that, tops. 88 tops. I'm pretty sure it's the whole set of the 88 tops. So I'm not even going to go through all that. I think so if you guys want anything from that set, or if you guys want the whole set, let me know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through, so I'm not going to. Oh, I hate boxes like this. Okay. All right, let's see what this is. Looks like more basketball. So yeah, guys, I hope you're having a good weekend so far. I'm pretty excited. Notre Dame's going to play this afternoon against Boston College. That's always a tough game for us. So they've ruined multiple championship seasons in my lifetime. So I hope we really don't have a letdown today after beating Clemson last week. So. And those are just checklists. I'm not seeing anything in this so far that overly excites me. But that's what you get sometimes with these collections. And like I say, it didn't show on the thing what it was. And I didn't realize until after I had agreed to buy the thing from the guy that he's a vendor basically. And so I don't expect that there's going to be anything really overly special in this thing, because as if there was, he's probably taking it out to sell it by itself. So, but we'll see. You never can tell. Like, it brings up a good point though. Oh, just because you think that somebody's a regular person and they're just selling and a collection or whatever, or it doesn't necessarily mean that that's all the cards that they have, and that they're not setting you up for something. Sell you a bunch of common stuff or whatever. But anyway, there's that two that Kevin Gamble. Deltraries. Old school back in the day. So yeah, guys, if you see anything you want, just hit me up. Everything's gonna be for sale or trade. I don't know. It's stuff. Not. I haven't been getting stuff on my store the last couple of days, even though I was planning on definitely getting the hollows from that case put on there. But it just things just haven't happened, and like I've been planning lately. So, and that's life. Okay, 3 of that. Let's try doing this a different way. You guys can see that better. Had a very interesting night last night. Like, a stupid buddy being stupid, freaking got himself in trouble. And I found that out later on in the night. I wasn't real thrilled about it, but you can't keep people from being stupid. As much as you try, and as much as you care about them, and as much as you want to help them or whatever, they can be stupid on their own. So yeah, his stupidity ended up getting him locked up last night. So I don't know if he's. I'm waiting to hear from him when he gets out. He should get out today, so hopefully. Anyway. Excuse me, guys. Okay, that's it for that stack. Let's see what else we got in here. I like those old school skybox like that. They're pretty cool looking. Another one of that Ralph Simpson. Sydney Green. I like two of that too. David Greenwood. Eddie Johnson. Sedale Threat. Two of those. Theodore Edwards. Two of those too. Darrell Griffith. See, the fact of the matter is that they're all sorted. Like even the doubles are together. Means he has gone through this, and like we're probably not going to get anything really good. So, Liddell Eccles, but also just because it's not the greatest stuff or whatever doesn't mean that it's still not worth something, and somebody doesn't still want it. So, yeah, there's that. Brad Davis. Derek Harper. Kevin Upshaw. Randy White. Michael Adams. Greg Anderson. Anthony Cook. Chris Jackson. Jerome Lane. Todd Lichty. Joe Wolf. Tyron Hill. Adrian Caldwell. Eric Floyd. Buck Johnson. Greg Drilling. Mike Sanders. Michael Williams. Ken Norman. Tony Smith. Mitchell Thompson. Willie Burton. Vernell Coles. And another one. Terry Davis. Sherman Douglas. That's one of my boys back in the day. Ronnie Cycli. See, all you Heat bandwagoners that jumped on whenever freaking LeBron came to play for us, if you don't know who Ronnie Cycli is, like you're not a real Heat fan. Like, or if you jump back on this year because we made it to the finals, you're not a real Heat fan. Like, you don't understand some of these people I'm talking about right now. Then get on with it. John Sudwold. Billy Thompson. Jack Sigma. Tony Campbell, Anthony Tucker, Anthony Miller, Malik Sealy. Oh, Malik Sealy. Eric Plakowski, Michael Cage, all right, Michael Adams, Steve Smith, Tyrone Corbin, oh, Jeff Hornacek, Willie Anderson, and again on that same Willie Anderson, Walt Williams, Mike Brown, Lee Mayberry, Brian Smith. No, wait, I'm sorry, Brian Shaw. That's another one of my boys from back in the day. I should have realized who that was. And Terry DeHere. Okay. Got a lot more stuff to go through, guys. So hope you're enjoying this video. Looks like we got some coaches. Chris Ford, when he was coaching Boston. Mike Schuler with the Clippers. Oh, and then a Denver Nugget checklist. Dan and Shaves. I can't freaking talk. David Greenwood. Sacramento Kings. Looks pretty cool. Tim McCormick. Dennis Hobson. Derek Chivas. Some of these things, I don't know. To me, like, I guess it is what it is because I did buy a collection that was what this was supposed to be, but like, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's got some. I mean, that's more than what you would call playware with our games. So like, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. But another coach, we've got Matt Gukas for Orlando. Hersey. Oh yeah, Hersey Hawkins. I remember him. Hersey Hawkins. Eddie Johnson. Caldwell Jones. Kenny Gaddison. Jeff Hornacek again. Bill Hanslick. Stu Jackson coached when he was coaching the Knicks. Casey Jones when he coached Seattle Supersonics. Jerome Kersey. Craig Hodges. I always think some of these things are really interesting because like some of these coaches, especially, like I didn't even remember that they coached those teams or whatever. Terry Catledge. Stuart Gray. It's like a trip down memory lane when you do some of this older stuff. Dave Hoppin. Gerald Henderson. Purvis Short. Scott Hastings. Jerome Wayne. Dennis Hobson. Roy Henson. Rex Chapman. Steve Johnson. Romeo Robinson. Mike Yaminsky. Gerald Glass. Sam Mitchell. Sam Bowie. Judd Boucher. Kiki Vandevehey. Gerald Wilkins. Mark Akers. Otis Smith. Jeff Turner. Ron Anderson. Brian Oliver. Wayne Cooper. Terry Porter. Dwayne Coswell. Ed Neely. Chucky Brown. Brad Daugherty. Craig Elo. Ronaldo Blackman. Anthony Dantley. Oh, I mean Adrian Dantley, I'm sorry. And another one. Randy White. Joe Barry Carroll, Michael Adams, Lafayette Lever, or Lever, Lafayette Lever, Todd Lichty, and another one, Gerald Henderson, and another one. Oh, and actually another one. So 3 of the Gerald Henderson. A play set of Hendersons. Tom Tobert, Buck Johnson, Larry Smith, George McLeod, Bennett Benjamin, Winston Garland, Tom Garrick, Ken Norman, and again, Michael Cooper, Larry Drew, Terry Davis, another of my board Ronnie Cycli, Rory Sparrow, Larry Chris Cowick, and Tony Campbell times 2. Sam Mitchell times 2. Or actually, let's see, times 3. Derek Garvin, Pete Myers, Brian Quinnett, Dan Corzine, Jerry Reynolds, Ron Anderson, Johnny Dawkins, Hersey Hawkins, Jeff Horncheck again, Andrew Lang, Tim Perry, Byron Irvin, times 2. Terry Porter, Greg Kite, Willie Anderson, Justin Moore, Rod Strickland, David Wingate, Xavier McDaniel, Olden Polonese, Sadale Threat, okay, I don't know what that was, guys, but I'm sorry for that. Thurl Bailey, Theodore Edwards, Hanson, uh, Eric Lechner, Steve Coulter, Tom Hammonds, Charles Jones, John Wilkins, a checklist, and then Danny Ferry when he coached the Cavs. Moses Malone. I think I'm just going to go through this stuff real fast now, guys, and see if there's anything that stands out. You guys can always hit me up if you're looking for sports cards, and if I don't have them, it's like anything else, I can find them probably. So, yeah. So, but at the rate this is going to be another 3-hour video, and so and I don't get the sense from what we've seen so far that this is going to produce any kind of spectacular thing in it. So. And in a way, it's good a good way to get money and not, excuse me, guys, really lose anything. It's kind of shady in a way because as you're presenting it like this is a collection, you don't know what you're going to get in it or whatever. It's just whatever's in this collection or whatever. But in all reality, and most of you guys know this, most of the quote unquote collections you'll see out there, I mean, obviously this is sports cards, but in the game that we play with Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, like don't just assume, especially there's a lot of people I see, the same people, oh, they're selling out and whatever. They're not really selling out though. What they're doing is they're pulling their good stuff out of their stuff, selling a bunch of stuff to you guys, or to whoever it is, and you're thinking you're getting everything that they've got, and first thing you know, 2 weeks later, a month later, they've used the money that they got off of their quote unquote collection and to remake their binder and all the good stuff that they had that you should have gotten in that collection, they still have because they didn't ever sell it. So, I mean, there is that. Guys, leave your comments down below about that. Have you seen that? I've witnessed that happen so many times. And I had a guy at my locals that he used to. He was always getting out the game. He was always quitting, and he'd sell his stuff to somebody, and then he'd come back a month later, and he had better stuff than what he had to start with. And but he was doing he would do that same thing, and he left his good stuff at home, and you were just buying what he had left, which was supposed to be everything he had. But it's so yeah, that stuff does go on. Anyway, this looks like just a bunch of random. Judging from the fact that the best cards I've seen so far are Jeff Hornacek's, like that's probably a pretty good indication that this is not going to have anything too overly special. The least they could do when they do something like this is put a thing in there that has some better cards in it to where you think, okay, this is what I bought, and the rest of the stuff just is in there or whatever. But okay. That being said, for baseball, football, and basketball, usually every set, the common cards are at least 5 cents. So if you count every one of these cards is 5 cents a piece, then you still got money in this. So and I so some of you guys know this, because some of you probably do both sports cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! And that kind of stuff. The difference between a sports card's value and a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card's value is the value of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card you are going to be able to sell for that price. With a sports card, if you're selling to an individual, yes, you can sell for that price. But if you go to a shop, and I guess this is pretty much true in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, because I've never seen a Yu-Gi-Oh! Shop pay what the actual card is worth. But with sports cards especially, they will give you half the Beckett value of the card. So say, and obviously this card is not, but say this card was worth $20, and it's in mint condition. It was a $20 card. All right, they're only going to give you, if it's perfectly mint, they're only going to give you $10 for it. So you got to think about these things, and it's where it's better to sell to individuals than it is to shops or something like that. But also, you got to think about, if you're selling on eBay or TCG Player or whatever. Well, you're not selling on TCG Player with sports cards, but if you're selling on eBay or whatever, or you got to consider the seller fees and whatnot, and you're gonna have to ship it. So a lot of the times you're not getting the actual value of your stuff, guys, because you're having to spend whatever to get it to them, and so it's a real thing. Oh, there's some Avery Johnsons, one of the regular collector choice Avery Johnsons, and one of the with the gray background and the silver stamp. Well, there's my boy Ronnie Cycle again, but playing for Golden State. Anyway, I can't remember. Oh yeah, my granddad always said, that something's only worth what you can get out of it, and that's really true in these cards. Just because you have something, and I pulled that Starlight Rare out of that case again. Go look at that case. He's open, and I did for Phantom's Rage. But I pulled that Starlight Rare out of the Alpha, the Master of the Beast. And it was it's going for about $300. But you have to find somebody that's going to give you $300 for it. So that's what it is. And some of those things, I think about the Ghost Rare Raw recently. Those cards jump up in crazy prices. Excuse me, guys. And some of them can get like even crazier than what they are now, because the longer the time passes and the harder they could become to find, the more that they're going to be worth. And it's like, because you have the collectors out there, the people that are really serious about, I want to have stuff that nobody else has, that they see stuff like that and they just go nuts over it. Like, hey, one of the things that I found has always been the easiest to sell or trade over the years in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is any version of the Egyptian God cards. It doesn't matter if it's the GBI ones or the whatever, but all the way to the new ones. And if you have sets of, it's like Exodia. If you have sets of Exodia, if you have sets of the Egyptian gods, somebody's gonna want that stuff. So, yeah. And leave your comments down below. But what looks sicker than the Ghost Rare Winged Dragon Raw? Like, and so on that note, on the note of the Egyptian God cards, so I assume that you guys know by now, you've seen the videos and stuff like that of the support they got coming out in the near future. And so I'm interested to know what you guys think. Do you think that we will get to a point in this game where the God card deck or whatever they're going to call it, is going to be a viable, like, a top tier deck? Like, I mean, I don't know. I've always thought that, with Konami's love of the Egyptian gods and stuff like that, that there would come a time in this game when that would be a case and a factor. And so, I was watching Cap G's video the other day about the new support, and I'm just like, yep, I can see this. I'm not sure that we're going to like where this is going, but I can definitely see it. So, yeah, guys, leave that comment down below. You guys think that that's going to happen? And as far as it being a top tier deck, would it be something that you guys would be interested in playing? Like, I feel like that's going to be one of those decks that, well, obviously, if you're going to try for max rarity or whatever with the Ghost Raws and stuff, like, I would assume that that's going to be incredibly expensive. But even besides that, I feel like that's going to be one of those decks that you're really showing off just how much it's going to take you to play that deck. So, yeah, I don't know. And everything's really speculation until something happens and somebody produces is with it. And the game always changes so much to where they come up with crazier and crazier and crazier things to where, as we stand today at this moment, like, Mitch Richmond, it's my boy. Yeah, got two of them. As we stand today at this moment, like, the gods cards are not doing anything, but if they do start, if that deck starts doing something, say, okay, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Dwayne Shiggins, something like that. And there's like 5 of these motherfuckers. So, yeah, he's gone through this and freaking set it up how it is. Like, And it is what it is because as you never know, sports cards especially, like how you got the Yu-Gi-Oh players that like certain themes or some cards, arts from certain sets or whatever, and it doesn't matter that the card isn't worth anything. They want it because they collect that thing. And I've seen some people that have crazy collections of just one random card that every time that they've seen that card, they traded for it or they bought it or whatever. And to the extent where they have hundreds and hundreds of them, and you're just like, okay, that's cool that you have the desire to do that. So you never know what, and sports cards are like that because as you have all these, every player has a family and has people that care about them and love them, even whether they played 1 year or whatever, and as a seller, as somebody that's been doing this for a long time, and I've had situations where I actually sold cards that nobody would really consider to be anything anybody wanted, but it was because somebody knew the person personally. And so you have to realize that, especially when you sell basically nationally like I do, that you don't know who's going to see your stuff and know somebody that's in it. So that's pretty cool, guys. So yeah. Anyway, I thought that was a Steve Duncan for a Tim Duncan for a second, but it wasn't. And see that's the thing. Like, I'm not seeing anybody in these things that I mean, you got a couple of all-stars and stuff every here now and then, but there's nobody in here that the people that he can sell their cards for money by themselves. I'm not seeing any of those people. Like, again, the Jeff Hornaceks are the best cards that we've seen. That probably tells you something about this, which I'm not gonna lie, in a way, kind of makes me a little bit unhappy. And let me give you the story. So he actually I sent him my address, and he actually came to my house and brought me the stuff last night. It took him forever to freaking show up, but he finally did. And when he got here, I knew almost immediately that, like, if I hadn't already agreed to buy the stuff, I wouldn't have even bothered, because as I knew when he got here, because he had this traveling case of other stuff, which I'm like, okay, you do this regularly, like the stuff in that was good stuff, autograph and this kind of stuff that he's trying to push for money. And so, which told me everything I need to know is like, okay, so you've separated everything, all your money stuff you still have, and you just sold me a bunch of crap for some money. So Kevin Willis, Michael Adams, Brad Daugherty. The reason I read those off, guys, because they were all all-star cards. So I mean, there are a few decent things in here, but like, I don't know. Another thing though, guys, is a lot of these things are like parts of sets, and I may have more of them, and a set has value too. So there's another Del Curry, Wally Zerbiak. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not overly impressed with Kendall Gill. I'm not overly impressed with this at all, but we got looks like several more boxes to go. And I think that there's supposed to be football, baseball, basketball, and even some hockey in here. So Jermaine O'Neal. But another Avery Johnson. 91 All-Star game. Yeah, that's another thing. And I found a lot of people, well, where they mess up as far as giving you something that has value that they didn't want to do, that they didn't know that they were doing, it is on hockey cards a lot of times, because a lot of people don't know. Okay, I looked at that. A lot of people don't know the hockey players other than like the names that immediately stand out. And I've seen that happen quite a bit. I'll buy something or whatever, and it's got a bunch of hockey stuff in it, and that's where the money comes from. Because if you're not like a serious sports fan or a serious collector or both, which I am both, a lot of the times hockey is the sport that gets. Well, I mean, there's other sports, obviously soccer and stuff like that, but like of the main sports, I would say that hockey is the one that gets forgotten the most. And it's you don't have people other than, I mean, like you're gonna have diehard fans and of your teams, regardless of what sport they're in. My hockey team is the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think a lot of you guys know that. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah. So that's where you can find some value, because as they know their football, they know their basketball, they know their baseball, and they anybody with a name in those things, you're not getting that. But as far as hockey goes, obviously they're not going to probably give you Wayne Gretzky's or Mario Lemieux or forget like that kind of stuff. But it's the lesser named people that have value too. Okay, these ones are football, it looks like. Okay. Vinny Testaverde. Okay. See, now this is stuff that's getting a little bit better. This is Derek Brooks rookie card. So again, that's not top tier, but it's a good card. I'm sure that has value. So Dale Carter, Terrence Mathis, Curtis Conway. Man, this is old. Ray Childress, Corey Stringer rookie, Vincent Brisby, another Vincent Brisby, Ben Coates, Jake Reed, Steve Tasker. This man right here is one of the best all-purpose players in NFL history. Like, if you were going to say who was the best special teams player ever in the NFL, it would be a toss-up for me between Steve Tasker and Bill Bates. And see, a lot of you guys are going, I don't even know who those people are. Look them up. That's all I'll say about that. Jeff Burris, Tyronn Hughes. But yeah, you guys I'm sure a lot of you understand this. Mel Gray, but the most important aspect in football is the special teams. Like, you can have the best offense and the best defense, and if your special team sucks, you're not going to do well. And so you guys see it every week. missed field goals, blocked punts, shanks, and like the whole thing, and missed tackles on special teams that give the other team field position or set up a return for a touchdown. And you're just like, this is basic fundamentals, and it's what kills a lot of teams. Brian Mitchell, Heath Schuler, Titus Winnis, Horace Copeland, Trent Dilfer, Hardy Nickerson, Eric Rhett, Henry Ellard. Okay. So anyway, yeah, guys, it's like Kevin Williams, Corey Sawyer, Eric Rhett, Darnay Scott, Charlie Garner, Heath Schuler, Darnay Scott, Trent Dilfer, Willie McGinnis, Byron Morris, Calvin Martin, Reggie Cobb, Greg Hill, Webster Slaughter, Trey Alberts, Quentin Coriat, and again, Sean Dawkins, Jeff Loggeman, Steve Burline. Take this moment to give a shout out to Steve Burline, ex Notre Dame signal caller, excellent analyst, one of my boys. Robert Brooks, Bryce Pop, Ray Childress. I'm much more impressed so far with the football than I was with the basketball, so maybe the guy doesn't, Hayward Jeffries. Another Kevin Williams, another Hayward Jeffries, Glenn Milburn, Anthony Miller. I got love for them because they're ex-Broncos. Same with Leonard Russell. Oh, Scott Mitchell. Herman Moore, Chris Spielman, Edgar Bennett, Chester McLaughlin. Yeah. Bad memories about that motherfucker. Jeff Hostetler. The Hoss. Neil Smith, another ex-Bronco, but he was playing for Kansas City in this one. So, and another Chester McLaughlin. Yeah, guys, just so you know, Chester McLaughlin was a Raider. And I remember a game, and we were Raiders, and he lived in the backfield the entire game. So, like, Harvey Williams, Tim Bowens, Irving Fryer, Keith Jackson, Terry Kirby, OJ McDuffie, Bernie Parmalee, Terry Allen. Oh, the Rockets brother, Kadri, the Missile, Kadri Ishmael. I got a couple of them. Leslie O'Neal, William Floyd, Brent Jones, Dana Stofield, Bryant Young, another good old Irish boy, my boy Bryant Young right there. So, yeah, we've hit the hour mark. Brian Blades, Cortez Kennedy, Chris Warren, Horace Copeland, Barry Foster, Eric Green. Frank Reich. Frank Reich. Back when he was a player, not a coach, like not the Colts coach. Lamar Latham. I assume that all of you know the legacy of Frank Reich. Like this like, okay. Wild card playoff game. Houston Oilers, Buffalo Bills. Houston was up by 32 points. Jim Kelly's out the game. Frank Reich's on in relief. And he leads them back, and the Bills win 41-38. And they ended up going all the way to the Super Bowl where they lost to Dallas. But, yeah, so he was a cult hero for that season. Darian Connor, Randy Baldwin, Don Beebe, Mark Carrier, Jeff Graham, Raymond Harris, Alonzo Spellman, Lewis Tillman, and Jeff Blake. Ooh, Jeff Blake. Another one that brings back memories. So, anyway, I'm glad to be been a part of my. There's another Jeff Blake, Carl Pickens, Darnay Scott. Yeah, I was sorry to say I'm glad to be spending part of my weekend with you guys. Darnay Scott. Hope you guys are having a good one. Dan Wilkerson, Derek Alexander, Leroy Horde, Antonio Langham, Vinny Testaverde, Eric Turner, Charles Haley, the man, Alvin Harper, Daryl Moose Johnston, Jay Novacek, Leon Lett, Ron Moore, Eric Swan, Aeneas Williams, Jeff George, Craig Ironhead Hayward, Terrence Mathis, Andre Reed, another Heath Schuler, Pat Terrell, Reggie Cobb, Jim Arnold, Eric Turner rookie. Go ahead and show that just in case somebody's out there looking for an Eric Turner rookie. Irv, Pankey, Marcus Dupree, Derek Thomas. See, okay, that's an actual good card. It's a sack leader checklist, but it's Derek Thomas. So rest in peace, Derek Thomas, one of the greatest ever. Reggie Cobb, Brad Baxter, Vinny Testaverde, Kevin Green, William Rolfe. Where we at? Terrence Wilkins, Quinn Early, Daryl Green, Cameron Cleveland, and Tony Martin. Pat Swilling, Jim Harbaugh, the quarterback Jim Harbaugh, back when he was with the Bears. He looks a lot happier in this picture, actually, than he does right now with Michigan this year. Just saying. Tim Dwight, Craig Ironhead Hayward, Chris Dolman, Mike Gann, O.J. Santiago, Chris Miller, Steve Broussard, Jimmy Hitchcock, Brian Washington, Johnny Morton, Rob Moore. And this is we actually got a card that's not this something a little bit nicer looking. So Alandis Gary, Gaston Green, Aaron Craver, Irv Smith, Lomas Brown. Quick story about Lomas Brown. Back when my mom still collected sports cards, she pulled a autographed Lomas Brown card out of a pack. So that was pretty cool. Keith Van Horn, Irvin Randall, Ken O'Brien. I know I'm kind of random with my stories sometimes. Like I get off onto some shit that y'all don't even like care about. You're just like, okay, your mom, who we've never seen, don't know from Adam or Eve, I guess. Sometime long ago when she collected cards, she pulled an autograph out of a pack. We're so happy for her. But I don't know. I figure if y'all are sticking around watching me, I got to say something. I'm not just going to be like, if that would be really boring. So Pete Hall again, Henry Ellard, Altoon, that was a boy back in the day. EJ Jr., Louis Olive, Tim Rosenbach. One of them guys that like he never got a chance to be what he could in, but he seemed to stay around for a long time with like I would call it less than it's definitely less than the standard of what NFL quarterbacks are today. But he had a lot of heart and desire, and that's what I think kind of kept him around for as long as he did. He was not the most physically gifted is what I'm trying to get at. Eddie Brown, Jerry Ball, Willie Gaunt, Rich Cobb. And stuff like that's not a slight against people. It just means you have to work extra hard. Michael Kofer, Greg Townsend. Oh, I gotta quit saying Greg Townsend. Brad Mustard, Tom Newberry, Cleveland Gary, Jackie Slater, Rodney Peete, Flipper Anderson, Anthony Miller, Mark Duper, Jarvis Williams, Jim Jensen, Mark Kerr. See, this is the crap. Like, why even? Yeah, see that it's like something's melted, like it melted to something or what. I think you guys can see that pretty good. It's like, why give somebody a car like that? Nobody wants that. Like, whatever. Mel Gray. Dave Meggett, Hugh Douglas, Chris Green, Mo Lewis, Derek LaVille, Brian Blades, Dave Craig, Eric Allen, Todd Light. Oh, yes. While we are giving shout out to Notre Dame alumni, Todd Light's the man. So, Dave Brown, Lake Dog. Oh. Speaking of the men, we would be amiss not to talk about my boy, Mr. Lake Dawson, especially today. Okay, give you. I know you guys have been freaking seeing it all over ESPN this week because ESPN hates Notre Dame and all they want to do is talk about how the last time Notre Dame was in this position, we took down Florida State the week before, and we played Boston College the next week. And Boston College beat us. And yes, it did. And it was a miserable experience in my childhood. But in that game, Lou Holtz and my boys fought their tails off. We scored 22 straight points against Boston College. This man right here, Lake Dawson, caught the go-ahead touchdown. Looked like we were going to survive. And you guys know what happened. They drove down, kicked the stupid field goal, and beat us. And Florida State, we didn't get a rematch against Florida State, and they won the national championship. And it's still, I don't get it to this day. You know, we had the same record as they did, and they got to be national champs, even though we had beat them head to head. They just that will never sit well with me. Boston College doesn't sit well with me. That was I mean, that was the worst feeling, but almost as bad as that. 2002, we're undefeated. We're fourth ranked this time, not number one after taking out Florida State, but we're fourth ranked this time, and we decide for the first time, I want to say it was 19 years, first time in 19 years, is to wear the green jerseys at home against Boston College, who was not doing anything that year. Pat Dillingham on the relief. If one of the ugliest looking plays I've ever seen in a football game ever. Like he's getting sacked and he tries to throw it away, but he just hands it right to the Boston College linebacker, who takes it all the way for the touchdown. We turned the ball over 5 times in that game, and we lost 14-7. And it's still this day that game is the one that just eats at me. Every time I hear Pat Dillingham's name, like I guarantee you, the majority of people watching this don't know who Pat Dillingham was. Like that he even played for Notre Dame or anything like that. He was not a starting quarterback. He was not, somebody with an NFL future or anything like that. And that was his moment. And he, you're always remembered for something. He will always be remembered as giving away that Boston College game and screwing up another chance at a national championship for us. Yeah. So, that decision that particular day to decide to wear the green jerseys against that team will forever be one that just, wow, that was dumb. So anyway, Bruce Matthews, Craig Ironhead Haywood, Eric Zaire, Chad May, rookies of a couple of quarterbacks that didn't ever pan out. Okay. I want to mention this, since we're pretty confident now that Baker Mayfield may be the guy for Cleveland that actually gives them some relevancy and, finally was the right guy. But Cleveland, for as long as I can remember, ever since they lost after Bernie Kosar, they've been looking for the franchise quarterback forever. Eric Zaire, one of those guys, but he wasn't. And anyway, I thought that was funny that he's right here next to Chad May. These are both rookies of these guys, and they're obviously didn't do anything in the NFL. So Al Smith, Darian Connor, Thomas Everett, Ricky Irvins, Michael Barrow, Kenneth Davis, Webster Slaughter, Aaron Pierce. Oh, the big fella, Warren Sapp rookie. Look at that beastly man right there. I'm pretty confident you won't get hit by that. So, yeah. William Thomas, Eric Green, Charles Johnson, Greg Lloyd. Byron Morris, Neil O'Donnell, Rod Woodson, Willie Flipper Anderson, Troy Drayton, Sean Gilbert, Ronnie Harmon, Charlie Garner, Michael Thomas. Okay, I'm sorry, what was it? It was Michael Tipson, my bad. Michael Haynes, Willie Rolfe, Michael Brooks, Dave Brown, Rodney Hampton. We got Hamptons for days. Thomas Lewis, Dave Meggett, Boomer Esiason, Johnny Johnson, Johnny Mitchell, Rob Moore, Fred Barnett. You know, I just realized I never did. Okay, good thing that wasn't important because I just realized that like a while ago my phone went off. I never even looked at it. Ha! Rick Meyer. This pains me. Like he had all the talent, and you know he played for a little bit in the NFL, like, but he never it. His college career for Notre Dame, obviously, that's why I'm showing this, is was good, really good. You can make the case for like even maybe even great, but it was just barely missing the opportunity to take it to that next level to really be that guy. And you know, I look at the fact, you know, we had the teams those years, and you know, we did well. We won big bowl games. We did all that kind of stuff. You know, but no national championships, and that like, how do you do that with that team? Like you, I don't know that, but national championships is what it's measured about at Notre Dame. So, and he didn't. He's one of the ones that should have and didn't get it for us, you know. So, but I still have mad love for him. Like he had some great seasons. He made some huge plays in some huge games, and you know, but it is what it is. But yeah, his NFL career wasn't as big as it could have been. So, let's see. Eric Red, Heath Schuler, Titus Winnings, Eric Red, Larry Sinners, Terrence Mathis, Andre Reed, Larry Foster, Lamar Latham, Raymond Harris, Lewis Tillman, Dan Wilkinson, Derek Alexander, Antonio Langham, Anthony Miller, Herman Moore, Michael Tipson, Thomas Lewis, Courtney Hawkins, Chick Swan. Oh no! Wait, Eric. That is. Yeah, I don't like how that's written on that card. But this is Eric Swan. But look, I want you guys to see if you can see. Yeah, I think you guys can see that. It looked like Chick or something on that Cornelius Bennett. Sometimes the fonts that they use on some of the cards make the words look different than what they're supposed to be. What we got here? Aaron Glenn Milburn, Mark Carrier, Robert Smith, Kelvin Williams, Michael Carter, Kevin Fagan, Jay Schrader, Ronnie Lott, Raiders checklist, Ronnie Lott, Mike Kroll, Marion Butts, Terrence Mathis, Chris Spielman, Mel Gray, Craig Erickson, Willie Davis, Chester McLaughlin, Eric Green, Terry Kirby, Dwayne Washington. Roger Staubach, Vincent Brisby, Ben Coates, David Meggett, Tyrone Hughes, Thomas Lewis, Mike Shepard, Aaron Glenn, Ron Moore. Let's see. Calvin Williams, Chris Miller, Ronnie Harmon, Natron Means, Bryant Young, another Rick Meyer, NFL Draft Picks Checklist number 1 for 1994 Skybox. Willie Jackson, Aaron Long, Tony Richardson. All these are rookies too. Jason Sehorn, Ronnie Bennett. Okay, all these ones from where I said the draft pick thing. All these are rookies. So. Anthony Phillips, Winfred Tubbs, Bert Emanuel, Lonnie Johnson, Vaughn Parker, Jim Miller, Doug Nussmeier, Bryant Young. Ooh, Bryant Young rookie. That's nice. James Bostic, William Floyd, Henry Ford, another Bryant Young rookie. So 2 of that Bryant Young rookies. So that's nice. LaShawn Johnson, Calvin Jones, Irvin Spikes, Todd Dusky, Aaron Taylor, a god at Notre Dame, and still a very good analyst too. So Charlie Garner, Sam Adams, Charles Johnson, David Palmer, Dan Wilkinson, another one that Aaron Taylor. It's cool. I got multiple rookies, a couple of my boys, so that's doesn't anything really all but makes me happy. Dwayne Washington, Jason Winrow, Ronnie Woolfolk. Again, all these are still rookies. Corey Fuller, Tyrone Davis, David Dunn, Dana Howard, Melvin Johnson, Robert Baldwin, Curtis Martin. Okay. Curtis Martin. So I got a couple of Curtis Martin rookies. So things are looking up some guys. And I'm sure that if I was to message that dude and be like, I didn't get the value out of this, there were all those rookies in there. Yeah. Just because they're rookies don't mean that they're worth anything. Zach Crockett, Jay Barker, Christian Fourier, Zach Weigert, Barrett Brooks, Ken Dilger, James Stewart, Ed Harvey, Lee DeRamus, John Walsh, Tyrone Wheatley. Tyrone Wheatley, fucking Michigan. I cannot stand him. Clifton Abraham. Kez McCorvey, Lavelle Pinkney, and Ed Harvey. And it looks like the rest of this box is actually going to be rookies from this set. So maybe we'll pull something good out of it. Torrey Hunter. Sean King. Dave Barr. Rob Johnson. Stony Case. Checklist. Let's see. Rashawn Salam. Kerry Collins. So some Kerry Collins rookies for you guys. Rashawn Salam. Another character. Okay, these are different Kerry Collins ones. Two of that one. Let me see. All right, Jay Barker, Ben Talley, Billy Williams, Chris T. Jones, Tamar Vanover, Jimmy Hitchcock, Chris Hudson, Terrell Fletcher, Brent Moss, Derek Alexander, Mark Fields, Reuben Brown, Ellis Johnson, Hugh Douglas, Tyrone Wheatley, James Stewart, Luther Ellis, Rashawn Salam, and Tyron Poole. So this is actually a pretty decent amount of rookies from the draft class 94 classic. So. Tyrone Poole, Ty Law. Okay, so I was just feeling started. I was starting to think, what big name players were in the '94 draft class, and Ty Law would definitely qualify into that. I got two of his rookies in this. So Corey Stringer, Billy Milner, Devin Bush, Mark Bruner, Derek Brooks. So a couple more Derek Brooks rookies. So yeah. Blake Brockenmeyer, Craig Powell, Trezell Jenkins, Craig Newsom, John Walsh, Corey Raymer, JJ Smith, Lorenzo Styles, Brian Williams, Damian Covington, Steve Stenstrom, Darius Holland, Pete Mitchell, Todd Collins, Eric Zaire, JJ Stokes, Kerry Collins. Man, a lot of different Kerry Collins rookies in this. Okay, it's two more here. Kevin Carter, Mike Mamula, Kyle Brady, and JJ Stokes. And it looks like I might have been wrong. The rest of this box wasn't rookie. Okay, no, that was it for the rookies of those ones. So, let's see, we'll put this over there. All right. So let's see what the rest of this box of football has. And it looks like we've got like what? There's two more boxes this size of the one I'm playing with, and then one that's freaking a really big box on the bottom. So we'll see what's in that in a second. Steve Israel, Brent Williams, Jeff Loggeman, James Washington, Henry Thomas, Tony Saragusa, the Goose, Rob Johnson, Stanley Richard, Ronnie Lott. Okay, now I'm confused. We got a random baseball card in here. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's Ron. Okay, this is Ronnie Lott as a kid. Okay, so that's kind of going on. And it's those pro line profile things that's why it's like that. And that these are more Ronnie Lotts. All these pro line profile things. That's pretty cool. And then Carl Banks, one of those two. So is this a Bernie Kosar rookie? Really? Oh no, it's not. It's those flashback. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, okay. Don Shula, Joe Gibbs, Jack Kemp, Gary Clark, Eric Green, Jerry Glanville, Hayward Jeffries, Andre Tippett, Ernest Byers, Rodney Peete, Dave Brown, Jake Reed, Willie Davis, Charlie Garner, Rodney Thomas, Sean Lee, Johnson, Chester McLaughlin, Steve Wisniewski, Terry McDaniel, Rodney Thompson. Those are rookies too. Larry Jones, rookie. Larry Jones, rookie. Okay, so now I feel like these things got a little bit unorganized, but we're back in the rookies again. Ray Zellers. Shout out to my boy. Short yardage. This was a beast right here. Like, David Sloan. We're still on rookies, guys. Brandon Bennett. Brian DeMarco. Brian Swartz. Jack Jackson. Oh, Bobby Taylor. Yes, sir. Speaks for himself. Another Bobby Taylor. Kevin Hickman. Matt O'Dwyer. Patrick Riley. Kajana Carter. Kerry Collins. Another set of different Kerry Collins. So, yeah. If we were looking for Kerry Collins rookie cards, or this is the box for us, or the collection for us, or whatever it is. Thomas Bailey, Chad May, JJ Smith. Okay, and that is the end of that box. And so far, I don't know. It's hard to judge something like this because it's almost the same thing as you're buying bulk stuff. You're paying a price, and you're getting a lot of stuff, but it's just random stuff. So yeah. But again, guys, like I said, if you're looking at every card in this thing is worth at least 5 cents because commons and almost all sets are 5 cents, and a lot of them are like 10 cents in some sets, and 15 and 20 and whatever. Like, this depends on the set, but even at 5 cents a card, this is a lot of cards, and so yeah. But anyway, that box is down. I think I'm going to try to spice this thing up, and instead of opening these other two smaller boxes like the one I just did. I'm gonna pull this bad boy out of this. I actually have to move my camera a little bit on my laptop a little bit to over there. These can go right here. Let me readjust and we're going again. Okay, this thing right here looks like it actually has all the sports in it, maybe. I don't know, some random looking stuff in here. Let's see what we got. Okay. These are football. This is Vincent Brown, Derek Thomas. I thought Derek Thomas was pretty nice right there for you guys. Alvin Harper, Leonard Marshall. Didn't see myself put the cards down. Charles Mincy, Barry Foster, 93 Fleer checklist. Wish people would leave me alone. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure this is not important. And of course it's not, so Johnny Mitchell, Alonzo Spellman, Bo McDowell, Russell Maryland, Johnny Bailey, Dalton Hilliard, Howard Ballard, Chris Dahlman, John Carter checklist, Jesse Hester, Herman Moore, Irvin Fryer, Chris Powell, Eric Rett, Jeff George, Chris Chandler, Vinny Testaverde. Back to some rookies: James Ritchie, Heath Schuler, Donnie Edwards, Bryant Mix, Reggie Brooks. Game against Penn State in the snow. Penn State leading. We go for the touchdown. Jerome Bettis scores the touchdown. We got to go for 2. Ron Paulus finds Reggie Brooks in the corner for the 2-point conversion, and we beat Penn State by 1 in the snow. It was beautiful. So what do I have? Darren Smith. Some of these things. I hate when they put the like a different color. Like these ones have gold letters on the first name and then green letters on the other name, and it's kind of hard to read, obviously. And then on the back they switch it up. This is the Darren Hughes, Ryan Harper, Dan Footman. And that was those were all for those rookies right there. Greg Townsend, Irvin Fryer, Cortez Kennedy, Leonard Russell, Jim Jeffcoat, Kevin Turner, Kevin Hardy, Marco Battaglia, and now we're back to another rookie, Willie McGinnis rookie. That's pretty nice looking. Ray Donaldson, Harry Barton, Roger Craig, Wilbert Marshall, Gerald Riggs, Mark Rippon, Don Warren, Blair Bush, Don Mikowski, Brian Noble, Ken Rutgers, Bobby Hobart, Sam Mills, Albert Lewis, Jason Buck, David Fulcher, Tim Crumry, Michael Ball, Pat Beach, Bill Brooks, Ron Starks, Donnell Thompson, Jack Trudeau, Clarence Verdon, and Mark Clayton. Okay, the good thing about these is, guys, these are clear 90s, all these. And so I'm immediately setting these aside because I have almost the complete set of those. And so any ones that I'm missing from each team's team, I have a box. I believe it might be on top of my refrigerator, which you can't see because it's in the back part of it. But yeah. So yeah, that's a good thing about things like this. It's Flair 90 by themselves are not worth anything, but you get the whole set. It actually has a little bit of value. So yeah, Jeff Delbach, Mark Duper, Hugh Green, EJ Jr., Pete Stoyanovich, Hitch, Mike Dial, Marvin Fernandez, Don Mosbar, Jay Schrader, Greg Townsend, Lionel Washington, Brian Blades, Jacob Green, James Jefferson, and Joe Nash. So all these Flair 90s are not for trade until I figure out which ones I may or may not need for that set. So yeah. And now it looks like we switched gears to hockey, of all things. So let's see if we get any good hockey stuff in here. Man, I'm just awfully clumsy today for some reason, guys. Like I can't hold on to cards. That's weird. So Rob Brendemeyer. So yeah, that's a pretty decent player to pull the first off. And let's see. Then we got Alexander Simic, Eric Lindros. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Some bigger names, but they're hockey names. So Peter Bondra. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to my point earlier. A lot of people don't know the hockey players like other thing, Marty McGinnis, Darius Kasparaitis. This boy right here for years played for my Penguins and was freaking a mean dude. So I got a couple of him actually. Let's see, Scott Niedermayer. Like, yeah, okay. So we're getting the hockey cards and this is what I've seen this happen so many times when I buy stuff. Like, hockey's the forgotten thing. Brendan Shanahan, one of the regular white ones and one of the ones with the Players Club thing. Let's see if I can show that a little bit better. Yeah. And actually, I actually, it was two of the white ones. I got another one of the white ones. So, all right. Lyle Odolon, Dave Gagner, Gary Sutter, yeah. For Sergei Zubov, Don Beaupre, Bill Lindsay, Bob Corkum, German Titoff, times two, Yeri Curry, Cliff Ronning, Paul Coffey, Dave Andrechuk, Andre Zikolishkin, and again, I got to go other solo one of him too. Blair Lachur, Yuri Kimlev, Darren Torcott, and again, Joe Mullen, Peter Forsberg. Man, what is that? Is that a rookie card? Look how freaking that. Oh, that is that. See, this is a Peter Forsberg rookie. Look how young he was. Wow. Okay. Cool. So that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Actual good stuff in the hockey cards. Paul Zerbert again, and then Donnie Soderstrom times two. Okay, so that was that for the hockey, which that was good. I'll take that hockey. That was pretty decent. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. And okay, this thing is all kinds of out of order. So here's more hockey. Jim Carrey, the one of the solo ones and one of the regular ones. Jeff Courtnall, Vyacheslav Kozlov, Ray Ferraro, John McClane, Bennett Brunette, Trent Klatt, Chris Chelios, Todd Peterson, Pat Elnick, Jason Arnott, Patrick Carnbach, Steve Chison, and again, Marty McSorley. Oh, Paul Burry. Glenn Anderson, Doug Brown, Alexei Zomnov, Marius Zarowski, Derek Plant, and again, Andrew Castles, Tom Barrasso, Andre Kovalenko, Pat Verbeek, Alexander Sumek, and again. All right, so decently on the hockey cards we are doing, so that's pretty good. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, here we got more. This thing's gotten all kinds of out of whatever you want to say. But okay, first off, these look like more of the Fleer 90s. So I'm gonna keep these. Rufus Porter, Kelly Stuffer, Jim Arnold, Jerry Ball, Rodney Peete, Eric Williams, James Thornton. I don't know why that basketball one got was in there, but okay, we'll put it back over there for when we do the next basketball ones. Mike Tomzak, Chris Barr, Marion Butts, Gilbert, Arthur Cox, Bert Grossman, and Jamie Holland. Okay, so that's what's going over there. Okay, more football as we keep on keeping on. Man, good grief, there's a lot of stuff in this. And then this was a hockey card that was just, it's sleeved and it was down inside the thing. I don't know if you even knew if this was in here or not. But that was kind of strange. But anyway, that is Sergey Omesa, and it's signed? Yes. We got an autograph. Okay, I'm sure he didn't know this was in here, and so this is our look, guys. You can see right there on the. So that's pretty cool. We got an autograph. So screw him for trying to screw me over. So, but anyway, I'm just messing with you guys. Like, you know, you can't always expect the greatest stuff. So anyway. I'm just gonna go through this kind of stuff kind of quickly and see if there's any. I'm really looking to see if there's any other like big name stuff in this. And like we're already going towards 2 hours, and so. You guys are going to quit watching my stuff because it's too long and it's boring. Just messing around, guys. I appreciate and love all you guys, all my fans and subscribers. You know what we do this for. So looks like some more hockey. All-Star Game, 1990. Kevin Love, Luke Robitaille, Steve Lamar, Mike Gardner, Al Efrate, Ray Borg. Oh, Ray Borg. Brian Prop, Dave Anderchuk, Phil Housley, Darren Puba, Ron Francis, one of my boys. All right. So yeah. More hockey. Kerry Roberts. Bobby Holik. Rob Francis again. Darren Fleury. Stu Barnes. I still don't know. I would say I was overly impressed with this thing, but us store owners, as people that we have to keep our supplies up. I mean, like, this is what we do. So this for that being said, anytime you get the chance to pick up a bunch of stuff to add to the collection, add to the inventory, you got to do it. So, like, yes, would you like to pull the crazy stuff every time? Yes, but it's not really feasible. So, but I am glad, like, this is a bunch more of those Fleer 90s. And like I said, I'm working on the whole set of those. So, that'll help with that. If you guys are looking for anything card wise, and I've been adding a lot of stuff to the store that's not just like, I've got some books on there now and comic books and that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, I'm working on really diversifying what I'm doing to where, check in there on that stuff, guys. You might find stuff that you don't even know that you're looking for. So hope you guys are enjoying this video. Like, hey, I could sit around it and look through cards all day, every day. And I do that a lot of the times because like it's part of what pays the bills. So that, I mean, that's what we do. Like, okay, we're card crazy. Plus, like I mentioned this before, fall is hitting Oklahoma. Is starting to get colder. I mean, like, but Oklahoma is crazy. We can have fall one day and summer the next. Like, it really kind of depends on the day. Like, but it continues to look like it's going to keep getting colder. So, you know, why not stay inside and do the card thing? So, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. A lot of stuff. So, you know, again, just on the numbers, the number of cards in this thing, it's worth it from that perspective. So you got to keep that kind of stuff in mind. And you got to keep it. You got to look at it like it's an investment, guys. Like you're investing in product for your business. Like it's like any other kind of business that you have. You're going to have expenses. You're going to have things that. Oh, Gary Zimmerman, that's my boy. Long time Denver Bronco offensive lineman, great player. Yeah, so yeah, the investing in your business, in your company, and whatever. The longer we do this video, the closer it gets to Notre Dame football, and that's got me stoked. I really need for us to just play like we should play today. Like all the talk of the past and everything behind it, there is no reason why this Irish team today shouldn't go into Chestnut Hill and just walk the field with Boston College. Like, hey, so that's what I want to see. Like, I don't need another one of those lackluster performances from my boys today. So I want to see us to dominate from the word go and just it's crazy to me. Chris Chelios, Shane Corson, Stephon Richter, Brian Leach, Joe Sakic, Those were all from the '90 All-Star game. It's crazy to me how like the ESPN just has no love for us whatsoever. All I heard was about how Clemson was going to win or whatever, and now it's well, Notre Dame won, but if they have to play Clemson again in the ACC championship game and Trevor Lawrence is back, then Clemson beats them by 21. They're still going to both get into the playoff. Clemson needs to worry about their own stuff. I'm sure that they don't want to play us again. And so, well, actually, I can't say that at Dabo. That's kind of his thing. And they want to play the best teams, and we're one of the best teams. So, but having said that, like if we beat them again, they're not going to the playoffs. So, like that's what I think it's kind of everybody's foregone conclusion that Notre Dame won the first time. But Clemson will get them in the ACC championship game, and if it's close, they'll both of us will go. If we beat them again, they're a 2-loss team. They're not going anywhere. So, like, it was a crime dog, Fred McGriff. One of my personal collectible players. We're into some baseball now, obviously. Tony Womack, Mike Cameron. Yeah, this was what I was trying to see what was in this little box inside this box. So there's some basketball mixed in there. Really. I don't even know what we're doing. It's on Mattingly. Oh, and all for all you ladies out there, look at that sexy Jose Canseco dream team with no shirt on. The Wizard, Ozzie Smith, Bo Jackson. Barry Bonds. Another Canseco with his shirt on. So, at least we're getting some. Another. I don't understand. We're like this. Oh, then we're on cycle again. Now we're back all over the place with basketball. It's funny to me what he did. Like you can tell that he has this thing organized, but then he sprinkled some random baseball cards on top of these organized basketball cards, or to make it look like it's more random than what it actually is. And like, don't try to push that with me. Like I can see through that a mile away. So. I love the feel crisp, fresh out the pack, slide perfectly cards. Like it's great. You just go through the whole thing, just like I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this another long stream. And hopefully, maybe we'll pull something that. Or not pull something, but like get something in here that's worth something like. Yeah, I started to talk about this earlier. Or part of the reason why I knew what was going on as soon as besides his traveling case, of stuff, it was like talking about how. He's got all these rookies, all these autograph cards, all these stuff. If there's older stuff that I'm looking for, or whatever, or and it's like, okay, dude. And then all of a sudden he's talking to me about he has an eBay store eBay store page. I'm like, yep, I got taken. I mean, not okay. I should back up for a second. Another Jeff Hornacek. Not that there's anything wrong with him having an eBay store page and that kind of stuff. I do too, obviously, but I talked about, so I'm just doing stuff off the website now for now. But it's the fact that when you post something as a random collection, you're selling a collection. That's different than you're a vendor selling a box of assorted sports cards, like, because if that's how that had been posted like that at for the price that it was, I've been like, nope, there's nothing in this that's going to justify paying that. So, but that, I mean, and like I should have partially known from the start with, because as when he messaged me back, he was like, I don't have that exact like one that's it's got, this has some of the cards that were in that, and some other ones I threw in, some I took out, and I'm like, I should have realized what was going on right then. But hindsight's always 2020, guys. So it is what it is. And we did get that one autograph card that he probably didn't realize was in here. So it is what it is, and like, I'm not tripping on it. This is a lot of stuff that I can sell this stuff. So maybe hopefully complete the Fleer 90 NFL set and go from there. Charles Oakley. Another Jeff Hornacek. Hit the 2 hour and 10 minute mark, and we're just still going. Got a couple more boxes to go through in this thing. And I've seen enough in here to be like, okay, this wasn't a waste by any stretch, but you'd like to, if you're going to drop chunks of money, it's something that you at least get some stuff back in it that it's going to be easy to sell and make some of your money back. So. Which sports cards, it's a tricky business compared to like Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that, to where with Yu-Gi-Oh basically what you got to look at is is it being run now, and if it's being run now, you can pretty much sell the stuff for it. Like it's pretty simple. Oh, with sports cards, you're looking at yes, as they want the players that are playing now and that kind of stuff, and the graded cards and the game in used cards that are the any of that kind of stuff that has pieces of game memorabilia in the card and whatever. That and autographs and stuff like that. And then beyond that, you start going into, what do you collect personally? The older the with sports cards, that's where sports cards are different than Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Is the older the stuff gets with a sports card, the more value it has, as because then you're putting age onto it and you're not going to be able to find that stuff very easily, and the better condition that you keep it in, and the more value it's going to have and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, looks like we got some more football right here. Just going to go through all this stuff really quick. I was hoping not to have another Boomer Esiason. I was hoping not to have another 3-hour video for you guys, and it looks like we might not get to the 3-hour mark, but we're still a pretty long video. So Simon Fletcher, some of my old boys. Now McGinnis. Obviously, we're in hockey cards in there. Yeah. Jocelyn T-Walt. Steve Connell-Waltuck. Marcus Naslin. Peter Nedved. Yeah, so overall, once again, I would have to say that I'm more impressed with the hockey stuff in this than anything else. And a lot of times, like I said, it's not surprising because people tend to overlook hockey. This is also pretty good for my hockey collection as a whole because I don't have a lot of hockey stuff when I was a kid. And I bought a lot of football and basketball and baseball cards, many hockey cards. But as I've gotten older and more into the Vinny Del Negros aspect of selling stuff and everything, you have to supply and demand. It's what are they looking for, and so you buy some of these Vinny Del Negros. Collections and stuff like that. Even though I wouldn't really, I'm not really calling this a collection because this is obviously the dude was selling what he wanted to sell, and but you buy a bunch of that stuff up, and you end up getting more hockey, more stuff that you didn't have to start with, maybe, and just expanding what you're doing. So. Ray Crockett, and then Anthony Miller, Mike Pritchard. Obviously, those are all Broncos guys. That's what I'm looking at that as I go. So. Other Ray Borg. Even more hockey stuff. Good. I mean, this is nice. Freaking Kevin Stevens, Mark Messier. Another Scott Stevens. Tyrion Hatcher. Ray Whitney. Haha. Super Mario. I'm shocked to find these in here. 2 of them. That really is starting to make me believe that John Leclerc too. That dude doesn't know hockey, so that once again, guys, I talked about this at the start. When we were talking about hockey, that probably they're gonna a lot of them only know like Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux and stuff like that, and so those bigger names that. Oh, good, and here's a bunch more Flair 90s stuff. So put that over there. And my phone will not stop going off. Let's see. Sorry, guys. We talked about this in the other video that I have to keep up with that stuff. It's just too important, Valerie Bird, Paul's brother. My bad. All right, let's. Ooh, we gotta have Yarmir Yager. We're gonna have Super Mario, so there's that. Yes. So yeah, I'm getting pretty happy now, guys. So this is good. Good stuff for you guys. Chris Osgood. Ugh. Chris Gratton. Sergey Fedorov. Pat LaFontaine. Paul Kariya. Luke Robitaille. Yeah, so the hockey has really changed the way we look. That we're happy for. And honestly, like right now, I've got no idea what's going on with the way he's got this thing separated, because it was like that was a bunch of hockey. This is a bunch of football. And then we got more basketball. Kenny Anderson, the All-Star game. More hockey. Eddie Belfour, Mark Rickey. Another Eddie Belfour. Another Darren Fleury. Steve Yzerman. A lot of hockey. Tommy Barrasso again. Bill Guerin. Trevor Kidd. We're getting down towards the end of this box. So, again, a couple more boxes to go. Mark Rickey. Yeah, another Eric Lindros, another Yager. Paul Coffey, Claude Lemieux, Ron Francis again. Another Joe Sakic. I think that might be a Joe Sakic rookie. Let's see. No, it's actually not. Okay, let's see. It's old though. I forget if it was 1988. It's crazy to see the difference how cards look then versus how they look now. Martin Lapointe, rookie. John LeClaire, rookie. Vladimir Konstantinov, rookie. Nelson Emerson, rookie. Oh, I thought that was pretty slick how they did that. They went rookie, and then the Steve Yzerman one says captain. Cam Neely, Keith Kachuk, Adam Graves, a couple of Adam Graves, Doug Gilmore, another Joe Sakic, there's a Paul Correa, Brett Hall. So another Sergei Fedorov, man. Some good stuff in the hockey world. Dominic Hasek. Another Paul Kariya. Another Peter Forsberg. Another Peter Forsberg. Yep, so obviously hockey was where it was at with this particular purchase. Rob Brindamore. Ron Francis. Another Sergei Fedorov. Another Peter Nedved. All right, guys, I'm gonna look real fast at these last two things, see what I see in here, see if it looks like anything that's gonna be spectacular for us. Okay, and really it doesn't. It looks like it might be all basketball in these last two. I think we'll go ahead and end the video now. My back's getting hurt. My back's hurting from sitting here on this chair. But yeah, if there's anything amazing in the last two boxes, I'll obviously do another video for you guys to show you that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to thumbs it up, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your time, whether you're watching college football, spending time with your family, whatever it is you're doing. Be safe out there, guys. I talked about my buddy earlier. He last night, and so he's locked up today. And actually, I just realized since it's Saturday, he's going to be in until he can see the judge on Monday. So yeah, so that's really sucks for him. So, but anyway, guys, Sportsskool77. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace, YouTube.